Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this amazing channel named Geeks for Geek School, where we are today. We are right now trying to enhance your coding skills. So, what are we going to do today? We are going to develop an amazing and interesting quiz game in Python, and we'll be using PyCharm for doing the same. But before we proceed and dive into the platform, I would first like to introduce you to this course which is based on DSA, which we have developed keeping grade 9 to 12 students in mind. So in this course, we are going to provide you with some live classes, and we'll teach you about data structures and algorithms. So if you don't know about data structures and algorithm, so no worries about that. I'm here to explain it to you. You must be knowing about a computer program, right? What is a computer program? It is a set of instructions which is used for processing the data, or you can say which is used for processing the stored data. It is also used for retrieving the data so that we can perform different computations on it. Now, what is data structure? A data structure is a named location that can be used to store and organize the data. And now, what is an algorithm? An algorithm is a collection of sequential steps that we use for solving a problem. Right, now if you know about data structure and algorithm, definitely you'll be able to make you'll be able to make optimized programs. Right, just give me a short moment. I have to check something over here. I have to check something over here. Yeah, so just a second, please bear with me for a moment. Okay, so in this DSA tutorial, we are going to teach you about different DSA things, DSA related things. Now, if you want to see what all things this course will cover, so you can come down over here and you'll find a button. Now, if you will click this button, automatically a new tab will open in which you will be able to see a PDF file. In this PDF file, you will find all the topics that we will cover in the course. Right, so basically we have bifurcated the whole course week wise into 4 different weeks. Now every week you are going to be provided with 4 different lectures. So in the very first week we are going to talk about some basic things like basics of arrays, basics of loop, and it will be followed by some advanced things like linear search, binary search, Euclid algorithm, sieve algorithm, and then in lecture 4 we will be providing you with a problem solving session. Now similarly in this week 2 you are going to have 4 different lectures, and here we will talk about some very advanced concepts like bubble sort, types of sorting, basically bubble sorting, selection sorting, and then in lecture 4 we'll be talking about some problems. So we'll give you some problems which you will have to solve live in front of us. Right, similarly we have this in this week 3 we are going to have 4 different lectures. Again we'll talk about some very advanced things over here in this week 3, and which will be followed by a problem solving session. And in this week 4 we'll cover up with these highly with these topics which are very high in demand in the market today. So BFS and DFS we'll talk about, and it will be followed with some problem solving sessions. Right, so you are going to take away many things from this course, and it is going to benefit you a lot in your career also. So you can come over here on this page for checking out the information related to this course, and here you can find this coupon code also. Right, so you can get a discount of up to 75% using this coupon code, and this offer is valid till 29th of August. So make sure you log in and register yourself for this course, and just book your seats and start availing the classes from Mr. Pawan Dixit, who is an ACM ICPC 2019 Asia regionalist. So he's an expert on Codeforces and he's a 5-star coder on CodeShip with rating around 2100. So the kind of experience this guy possesses, it's I cannot define it in words, but definitely whatever he will share with you, it is going to benefit you a lot, right? So you can come over here on this page, log in and register yourself for this course. In case you have any doubts, any queries, you can let me know in the comment section. If you want to get in touch with one of our executives, so you can contact us on this toll-free number of ours. Also, you can drop us an email on this official ID of ours, right? So we'll be waiting for you in the class. Okay, now let's come on PyCharm and let's start coding the quiz game that we all are here for. But before that, I would first like to check something on this YouTube, whether everything is going fine or not. Okay, yeah, everything is going fine. So basically it's a command line game, and the way we use modules like Pygame for developing advanced games, we'll not use any such module here for developing this quiz game, because it's a simple command line game and we'll use simple while loop and if loops for if control statements for creating this quiz game, and you are going to enjoy it a lot. But don't do it simultaneously with me. First, try to understand the concept. Once you get the concept, you can try it afterwards, you can practice it afterwards, right? So the first thing that we need to do is we can have something like this: welcome to the quiz. So that's how we can welcome the participant or the player. Welcome to the quiz. So that's what is going to get printed. Let me run this code. So welcome to the quiz. As you can see, it's getting reflected over here. Perfectly fine. Now we can again print this thing. Please choose a difficulty, or please choose a level, right? So we are going to have two different levels for this game. Please choose a level. So I'm going to give him, I would like to give two choices to the user: difficult level or an easy level, right? So we can get the input from the user in a variable like this: difficulty. Just give me a short moment. Yeah, so difficulty is equal to, and then we can simply make use of this input command. Fine. And level 1 is going to be hard and B is easy, right? So the user will have to tell us whether he would like to play this level A, or he would like to go with this level B, which is an easy level, right? And whatever he will input, it will get saved in this difficulty named variable. Okay, now if, so we have to now define an if control statement. So if the difficulty, is equal to A, so the user has to input A if you want to play a hard level. If you want to go with this second option, he can input B, and that's what is going to get saved in this difficulty named variable. So if difficulty is equal to A, then what should happen? Now for defining this part, I would first like to define some functions, right? So today we are going to learn to make use of functions for creating this quiz game. How can we use functions in Python? That is also you can learn from this quiz game that we are developing today, right? So we can have, just give me a short moment, I have to, okay, here difficulty is equal to A, and I need to put a colon, right? And after that we can put a name over here. So we'll create a function with name question, and in this we are going to have a parameter. So it's a parameterized function we'll be creating, and score is a variable I am using for passing the value of score, right? So question score, and after that let's come down and create a function named question. Now how can we create a function in Python? So for that there is a keyword def, right? Def is for define. Okay, so we can define this function named question like this, define question. Okay, and after that inside it you can put this variable score. Fine. So it's now a parameterized function we have created on our own. After this, inside this function we can have this print statement. So you choose, so I'm defining the code for this hard level first, right? So if it is if difficulty is equal to A, then this function will be called. Now we are creating this function. Okay, so define function, and inside this we have this score. You choose the hard difficulty, right? So we can have something like this inside the print command, and then we can again print something over here. So now it's time for us to define a question. So I am defining a question of my own choice. If you want, you can put a question over here of your own choice, and after that you can define the options accordingly. So I would like to put this question over here, which is the Great Victory Lake located. Sorry, it should be where is the Great Victory Lake located, right? That's the question. Now we need the user to give us an answer, but how he will give us an answer? We'll have to provide him with some choices, and whatever he will choose, I would like it to get saved in this answer1 named variable. So answer1 is equals to, we can use this input name keyword for providing him the required choices, right? And inside this we're going to have this first choice as Canada, right? Then we can have B West Africa, right? Then we can have this C as Australia, right? We can have this D as North America. So there are 4 choices, and the user can choose any of these options. Now which one is the correct one? The correct one is Australia. So Great Victoria Lake is located in Australia. So now we can define again an if control statement for checking whether the question has been answered correctly or not. If the question is answered correctly, then the value of this score variable should get incremented by 1. That's how we are going to define the, that's what for we are going to define the code. So if answer 1, So whatever the user is going to input, suppose he inputs A, so A will get saved in answer 1. Now what I can do, I can check whether answer 1, whether the value of answer 1 matches with the correct option or not. So I know the correct option, it is C. So if it is equal to C, let's print, so let's print you are correct, right? We can have this in the output, and we would like to increase the score by 1. So that's how we can increase the score, plus 1. Okay, so that's the loop you can use, that's the control statement you can use for checking whether the user has answered the question correctly or not. Now let's define the else part. If the input which the user has provided doesn't matches with it doesn't satisfy this condition, then what should happen? So else we can print this thing, sorry, it's not the correct answer. So we can have this printed in the output, and we can also print the score. So score right, so that's how you can print the score, and we can finally quit like this. So that's the keyword, that's the function with the help of which you can end this function. Okay, and we can have this line over here also like this, right? Okay, let me just run this game and see whether it is going to give me the correct output. So I'm running this code and it has given me a syntax error. Why it is giving me a syntax error? Let me see. So line number 9, what's the error? So we have to now check it out. Difficulty input A. Okay, let me just save the changes. So I'm saving it, save all. Now if I'll run this code, so invalid syntax, line number 9. So there is a syntax error on line number 9, that's the one. Now what's the syntax error? Okay, I haven't put the colon over here, that's the reason it was giving me an error. Now what if, okay, so we haven't put that colon here also, rest everything is fine, I think. Yeah. Okay, so welcome to the quiz, please choose a level. I would like to select this A level. Question is not defined, so it's not able to identify this question. Okay, let me see why is it not able to identify this question. What we can do, if it is not able to identify, we can cut this whole code and we can put it over here like this. Maybe now it will be able to identify this question, because in Python we use interpreter. Okay, so what it does, it executes the code line by line. So if you will put this if loop before this point where you have defined the question named function, so it will not be able to identify this question over here. Now let's run this code and see what's gonna happen. So that's the we have to input the level. Now I'm inputting this A. Okay, name score is not defined, so it's not able to identify this score. Now what is the problem? Let's see. Okay, let's define this score variable over here like this. The score is equal to 0. So initially I would like to keep the value of this score as 0. Let's run this code now, and here I would like to define this A. Okay, so we have successfully accessed this question which we have defined in this question named function, right? So because we entered a, so it, because this difficulty is equal to a, so now what it has done, it has called this function, this parameterized function named question, and score, the value of score is 0 at present. Let's now answer this question correctly and see whether we'll be able to get the value of score incremented by 1 or not. So let me answer it as C. Okay, so you are correct and the score is 1. So score has been has got incremented by 1 and my new score is now 1. Right? Okay, so this code is working perfectly fine. Now suppose you want to have some more questions in the difficulty level. What you can do, you can simply copy this entire code like this, Control and C you have to press for copying the entire code, and then you can put the code over here like this. You can paste the code over here. Let's now change the name of the function first. So I would like to have the name like this, question2, and score, this variable you don't have to change. Okay, please don't make any changes in this because we are in the same level, right? But the only thing which we have done is we have changed the question now. So question2, let's change the question over here. So what is the capital of Gujarat? That's the question I would like to give to the user. Let's define the options. So the first one is Gandhinagar, then we can have Delhi, Rajasthan, and we can change it to Afghanistan. Okay, now the correct answer, as you guys know very well, it is A, right? Gandhinagar. So if answer 1 is equal to A, so you don't have to make any changes in this variable because now the question is different. So it is now going to we can use the same variable for this question, there is no problem. So if answer 1 is equal to A, then you are correct, score will get incremented by 1, otherwise that's what we'll see. So let's run this game, but before that, there is one thing which is still missing. We have put this question and score for accessing this question named function, but we haven't put anything inside this if control statement with the help of which this question2 function can be accessed. So the way we have put this statement over here, in the same way we have to put this statement over here, question2, like this, right, for accessing the second function. Let's run this code and see whether we'll be able to get the required output or not. So I would like to access level A, that is the hard level. So you choose the hard difficulty. So that's the first question. Where is the Great Victoria Lake located? So it's located in Canada, Australia, right? Let's now select an incorrect option. So I would like to go with D. Let's see what are we going to get as an output. I'm increasing the size of this output window so that the output can be more visible to all of you. So it says, sorry, it's not the correct answer. It's working perfectly fine. And finally, process finished with exit 0. Okay, why we were not able to access that second question now? That's what we have to see, because after this question one, we were expecting the interpreter to give us an option for selecting, for inputting the answer for this question number 2, but it hasn't showed us the question number 2. Now why is it so? That's what we have to check. Okay, let's check the code, but before that I would like to see if I have anything to answer in the comment section. Definitely I would like to answer the queries first. Thank you very much Dheeraj Sajuma for joining me in this tutorial. I hope you are enjoying it. Please do not forget to like and share this video in your group and make it reachable to the maximum students possible. Thank you very much for everything, for all your love, for all your support that you are showing to this channel of ours. It means a lot to each and every one of us, because we are giving our best to you guys. And in case you come across any difficulty, any issues, even if you have any new idea, please do share it with us so that we can provide you tutorials based on that idea, and we will try to make the things more understandable for you. Definitely. Okay, so I'm not able to see any queries over here. How much Python we must learn for a fresher job? Okay, so that's the question Rahul Vishwakarma has asked. So you can learn the basics first, right? And then if you want to go in the game development field, right now we are using Python for developing these basic games. So you need to have the knowledge of the basic things. Plus, if you are watching these tutorials for the job purpose, so what you can do, you can explore the different packages which we can use for developing, use for developing Python games. For example, packages like tkinter, packages like pygame, right? So you can explore these packages, try to create something new, try to create something out of the box, with the help of which you can impress the interviewers. Definitely you will get the job then. If you want to pursue your career in mobile development field and you know Python very well, then KiwiMD is the best package you can learn, right? So that's the package with the help of which you can develop amazing and highly advanced mobile applications. So if you want to go in that field, you can learn KiwiMD, you can learn how it works, you can learn how you can use it, you can learn how you can use the various features of KiwiMD, right? Okay, let's now see why we are not able to access this question 2. Okay, so if difficulty level is equal to A, then question 1 will be accessed. And then let me do one thing, let me remove this quit from here. Now if I'll run this code, and here if I'll input A, okay, let's input C. Fine, now we are able to access the second question. See, you choose the hard difficulty. What is the capital of Gujarat? So if I'll type A, so now this code, okay, this score hasn't changed. Here it is 1 and here also the score is 1. So what we have to do, we have to now check out how can we update the score. How can we get the updated score over here, right? That's what we have to see. Okay, score is equal to 0. Fine, then this score has got incremented by 1. Fine. So if the user will answer both the questions correctly, the score should be equal to 2. The score should become equal to 2. But instead of that, right now we are able to see only the score. We have answered both the questions correctly, but the score was still 1, right? So we need to sort out this issue. So here we are, the score's value is getting updated. Fine. And question score, this is fine. So the value of score is getting updated over here. Why it's not taking the updated value now? That's what we have to find out. So for doing that, if I'll remove this score equal to 0 from here, then it will not be able to identify this score named variable, right? Let me just see, let me check it. So if I'll put A over here, Yes, it is giving me this error. Let's do one thing. Instead of putting it outside the if control statement, let's put this score variable inside the if control statement. I think that will resolve the issue. So initially I would like it to keep equal to 0, and now let's select level A. So C is the correct option for this question number 1. Our score is 1. Now A is the correct option for this question number 2. Score is still 1. You know, everything is running fine, but the score is not incrementing over here. Now why is it so? That's what we have to see. Score is equal to 0. Okay, then it's not picking up the updated score. Rest everything is fine, only that's this is not getting updated. Let's see, let's find out why is it so. Question 2 score. Okay, score is equal to 0. Okay, let's do one thing. If instead of putting this question 2 inside this if control statement, can we put it outside it or not? Let's see that. Or else we can do one more thing. Let me see if I'll put this print control statement over here, print statement over here, what it is going to give us, because I want to see, you know, what is the value of this score finally when this question function, when the interpreter is done with executing this question named function. So see, okay, so it has incremented by 1, but again when it came back to that if control statement, inside the if control statement, it has become equal to 0. It's becoming equal to 0. Now why is it so? If difficulty is equal to A, then score should be equal to 0, and equation score. Okay, so why is it taking this value? It's not taking the updated value from this question named function. In place of this, it is taking the it is taking this value 0, which we have mentioned before this question. Why is it happening? That's what we have to check. So we can, if I'll put this quit over here, but then also nothing is going to happen, you know, it will not come on this question 2. Then if I'll quit it over here, right, it will come out of the if control statement and everything will end. Question score, print score. So this one is taking the value we have assigned to this variable. Why it's not taking the updated value? We have to see that. Question score is equal to score, difficulty C score is equals to 1. Fine. Let's do one thing. Let's see, when we are calling this function, so this is happening. Let me put this return keyword over here, return score. Now if I'll run this code, let's see what is going to happen. Maybe I haven't used the return function, so do not show this message again. Difficulty level A, right, C. Okay, again it is showing us this value 0 over here. let me check what is happening, what's the issue. So return, if I'll return the score, if I'll return this score, then what is going to happen? Okay, let's do one thing. See this function over here, this function, this first function which is named by me as question, it is returning this score. Now what we can do, we can put the value of score in this score named variable like this. So I think in this way we will be able to update the value of this score. Let's check it out. So A, then C, now it's showing none. Why is it so? Why it's showing none? Let's see why is it showing none to us. Question, score, then okay, let's do one thing, let's put it over here too, right? And A, C. Okay, so now we are getting this score as 1. See, so you know the what we have to do, you have to return the value of score. Fine, and whatever you will return, okay, when you once you are done with returning this value of score, you have to again save the value which is going to come from this first function in the same variable which we are using for counting, for keeping a check on the score part, right? And finally this score will get printed. Same thing we have to do with this also, with this question number 2. So like this we can put it over here, score is equal to question 2, right, and print score, and here we can add return score, and in this else part also we can put this return score, right? Now we are done with defining the code for this difficulty level A. The way we have defined the code for difficulty level A, in the same way we can do it for difficulty level B also. Now how you will do it, let me tell you that. So we can copy this entire code, right? We can copy it like this, and I am putting it over here. Let's now change the names of the functions first. So here I am changing it to question number 3, or let's make it question A, and I'm changing the name of the variable to score. Let's make it B because it's level B, right? Score B, and then we can change the question. What is the capital of India? Right, because it's a simple level, so we have to keep the questions, we have to define some easy questions. So reducing the difficulty level and making it easy. Delhi, then Mumbai, Jaipur, none of these. So that's the first question, and if the answer is equal to A, which is the correct answer, so the value of score B variable which we have used for keeping a check on the score part will increase by 1, and it will be returned finally by this function. So score B. So you have to replace the name of the variable also. Here also you can replace the name of the variable with score B, and let's make it B1. So the name of the first function is question B, and the name of the second function is question B1. the name of the variable is going to remain the same, score B. Let's change the question to where is Gandhi Ashram located? Okay, and so Gandhi, Ahmedabad, or we can make it Delhi, Ahmedabad, right? Then here we can change it to Nepal. So the correct answer is B. We can change this one to B. You are correct, and let's increase the value of this variable score B by 1, and here also we can change it to score B. Everywhere we have to change score to score B like this. Finally the game will quit, and we need to change it to B. Here we have to change the variable to score B again, right? So that's how you can create the second level, right? Let's now play the game. So we just have to run it by hitting this button. Let's select a level. I would like to go with level B, which is an easy level. So name score is not identified. Have I used score anywhere? I think I have used it somewhere. Okay, it's not able to identify these question and question 2 named functions. So here we have to change the name of the function also. So question B, and here we have to change it to question B1. I think now we'll be able to get the required output. So this time we are going to choose level B, which is an easy level. Again, it is not able to identify this score. Okay, so we have to change it to score B. I think now it will give us the correct output. Okay, B. Fine. So that's the first question which we defined in the coding part. What is the capital of India? So the capital of India is Delhi. Let's answer it. So A is the correct answer. Okay, so the score has incremented by 1, and that's the value which the function has returned, and it will be used by the score variable we have used in this question number 2 now. Now what is the correct answer of this question? What is the capital of Gujarat? It is Gandhinagar. So let's answer it correctly. A. Okay, so correct answer, your score is 2, right? Okay, and where is the Gandhi Ashram located? It's located in Ahmedabad. B. Fine. So that's how you can make a full-fledged quiz game, with a simple Python coding. So this is it from my side in this lecture. Hope you guys enjoyed this one a lot. Please do not forget to like and share this video and make it reach to the maximum students possible, so that they can also come and join this video and enjoy these free online coding classes we are providing. And to be very honest with you, we guys are working very hard on these videos on our channel. We need your support badly, so that we can we can have an enormous number of people on our channel who can learn from us, who can learn from these videos which are posting, right? And we'll be thankful to each and every one of you if you will share and like our videos on regular basis. Please do it, and I would like to thank all the students who are doing it on regular basis. Thank you so very much. God bless you all. Have a great day. Bye bye.